So today is Tuesday, March 24, day 9 of the lockdown here in the Philippines. And I'm still bored. I do not have a lot going on in my life right now. So I decided to do another. I mean, I did have a lot of fun the last time. So yeah, it's maybe it's a good idea to do a follow-up of what I did the first time, the COVID-19 special. So in this particular episode, I am going to, just like the last time, take things with a grain of salt, look at the facts, and then give my take after the facts, after I give out the facts. And this time, I am going to put some of my reference, those things that I've read, in the description box below, so that you too can check it out. You can fact check, you can double fact check me, to make sure that what you are hearing from me, or like you can be in no doubt, trust whatever it is that I am trying to say here. So yeah, there we go. First, let's try to recap all those things that I've said in the past, like last week Friday. So I have said that Hubei province during that time has zero new COVID-19 cases. So at that time I said that's great news, but let's check again after a few days if that continues. And I'd like to say, and this is good news, that it has been continuing to be the case for 5 days now. So it's been 5 days, and there's still zero new cases in Hubei province. And if you don't know, Wuhan is part of that Hubei province. So that's a very good thing. So it really does mean that even though it's tough, you know how Hubei province attacked this one. They really did a huge sacrifice. You can almost say that the people, the citizens there, the Chinese people there, they almost had zero freedom during the when this initially started. So you can say that they made a huge sacrifices for their country, for this not to spread any longer. And as we can see now, 2 months after, we can really see that this pandemic could be contained. It is possible to do that. So there we go. That's a slow clap for China, and actually. Even in the other parts of China, the number of cases are starting to go down. So people are getting healed, although people are still dying. To be fair, there are still cases where the patient is dying, but it is to be expected to a disease that to a virus that we don't have any vaccine yet. So it is to be expected, but the number of cases are going down. I have read that there were new cases in Shanghai and in Beijing, but 95% of those new cases are from other countries. So it was either people from Chinese people from other countries going back to China, or exchange students or students from other countries that are Chinese going back to China. So there you go. So it was from other countries, and now they're trying to like reroute all the flights going to China into one certain place like Shanghai or Beijing, so that everybody going to China can be at a certain place and everyone will be checked. So before they were like they were only checking countries that are they were only checking passengers that are coming from COVID-19 infected countries, but now everyone is gonna be checked when they go to China. So that's gonna be a lot of hassle, especially if you're the one traveling to China. But I think that's a good thing. I think right now we do have to make sacrifices. So I mean, just suck it up. It's for the good of everybody else. So just suck it up. Go ahead and get checked. It's for your own good and for everybody else's good. So just suck it up. So I mean that's a good thing. So China is doing a great job. I also talked about how Italy, last week Friday. I also talked about how the number of death cases that they have in a day is very alarming. So 2 days ago it peaked at 750. So that's like a record. 750 deaths due to COVID-19 in a day. That is crazy. That is crazy. And actually, right now they have overtaken China in the number of death cases in total. So China is at around 3,600 something, but France is now over 4,000. So that's very sad, and it's alarming. I get it. So, but to be fair, they did some adjustments, and I just read today, before I did this thing, I have read that for 2 days now, there's been a drop in cases. It's still high. It's still high. The number of deaths are also still high, but it's going down from 750. It went down to 600, and now it's at around 500. So it is going down. So I hope that trend continues. But it is still alarming. We cannot celebrate as of yet. But if there's a silver lining, at least it is now going down. So okay, there's also this bad news, a sad news that right now, because of the number of infected cases in Italy, they have told their doctors to just choose which one to treat, which ones to cure. So like if the doctor thinks the case is treatable, then they're gonna treat that one, because there's just too many people that are infected. They can no longer house them in hospitals. And actually, I also read in Spain, that's almost like that's also their case. But I quote, they were saying that in Spain, they will treat patients based on their value in society. So that's what I've read. I am gonna post that article on the description page. But it is a sad news that this is happening. I don't wanna create panic. My purpose here is just not to bring bad news and create panic. I'm saying that right now, the Philippines, we are in a very good position right now. We have to be thankful for what is going on right now in our country, because to other countries, 450 is their death rate, is their death case. To us, 400 plus is our infected cases. So that's a huge difference. And we have to be thankful for what is going on right now in our country. So yeah, but it is very sad what is happening in Italy and in Spain. I don't want to victim blame, but it's just, I think they were too lackadaisical when this thing hit first. They did, unlike China or unlike us, who maybe some people would say we overreacted, but in hindsight, we kind of made a good decision. They, on the other hand, they were kind of like, maybe they did not take this thing too seriously. Maybe they took it seriously, but not enough that they were able to contain it from being from a small thing to a huge deal. Now it's a huge deal, and they're making a huge sacrifices economically, and in terms of their freedom, they're making a huge sacrifice. So they could have done that in the beginning, so that it wouldn't have reached this scale. It shouldn't have reached this, but it's already it already happened. They made necessary adjustments when it was already too much. So maybe they thought at that time that was the good decision. But more on that later.